As the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi was the guest of honour at the Bastille Day celebrations in France, the Indian security forces got a chance to display their might. This included the naval forces as well, which was represented by the INS Chennai. In fact, this indigenously designed and constructed guided missile destroyer is deployed in France from the 12th to the 16th of July. WION's principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibbal, spoke to Captain Raghu Nair. He is the commanding officer of the INS Chennai.
With me is Captain Raghu Nair, who is the commanding officer of INS Chennai, the Indian Navy ship that has docked when it comes to a port in France as part of Bastille Day festivities. Let me begin with you, sir. My first question, an obvious question that everyone wants to hear is as to how do you see the participation of the Indian Navy ship INS Chennai, which you are commanding, part of the festivities here in France?
Siddhant, yesterday when we participated in the parade here at the city of Brest, it was a goosebumps moment for all of us. And our hearts were pounding in our chest when we saw the tricolour being paraded down the main streets of Brest as the Indian naval contingent here from INS Chennai marched down and led the parade yesterday at Brest. It was a moment of great satisfaction for each one of us. And I think we've created a memory for ourselves for the rest of our lives.
Bonds last forever, but essentially, if you can talk about INS Chennai here, how many days it is here in France, and any specific events being planned, perhaps with the French counterpart, or I've also heard the Indian ambassador is also reaching to INS Chennai.
That is correct, Siddhant. So we've been here for 3 days now. The primary motive, the primary aim of our visit was to participate in the Bastille Day parade here. While we had a tri-service contingent that marched in Paris, we had a contingent from INS Chennai, which marched in the parade here in the historic city of Brest. That is essentially what we came for, and that is what has been going on over the last 2 days. And we got over with the parade yesterday. And yes, you're right, I will be hosting the ambassador on board today. And we will be setting sail and back into the Atlantic Ocean sometime tomorrow.
Sir, if you can talk about INS Chennai, about the feature of this Indian Navy ship.
Siddhant, INS Chennai is the third of the Kolkata class destroyers. She's the newest ship in the class. And the great part is she's a completely indigenous ship. She's the flag bearer of Atmanirbharta. And the fact that we've been able to sail, that we sailed on her over 7,000 miles from India, and we've shown the flag, we've shown the Tiranga across various oceans and seas, the Mediterranean, the Atlantic. And it is just a reflection of how much our country's industry and shipbuilding have advanced over the past years and decades.
So my final question to you before I leave is to how do you see the India-France maritime relationship going forward? Essentially, we know that there are exercises as well taking place between India and France. If you can shed some light when it comes to the maritime domain, the maritime relationship.
Siddhant, the Indian and French navies have been exercising for many years now. And we have a joint exercise which is called WION, which in fact took place a little earlier this year, and INS Chennai was a part of that exercise as well. And we exercised with the French Navy just before we entered Brest. Both our navies have achieved a significant amount of interoperability with each other. We have got great comfort levels as we work with each other, and that helps us enhance our engagements and take them to the next level, and with the mutual aim of secure seas.
It was a pleasure speaking to you, sir. Paris and Brest connect, and of course, it looks like the India and France defense relationship is going to be a strong pillar of the relationship. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to WION.
Thank you very much.
WION, now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.